Do you ever notice in anime that the strongest characters always disappear and then come back 10 times stronger? It's crazy. They go into hiding, they train in silence, and then when they return, everyone's like, whoa, who is this dude? He's completely transformed himself. He's a completely different person. For example, Batman, Naruto, Goku, even Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. All those people went into a time skip era, trained, got ridiculously stronger, and came back a better person than they were before. I think life works in the exact same way. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your future, your relationships, your confidence, is to just disappear. Just go into hiding and train, work on yourself. Because not everyone's supposed to see your grind. Some people are just meant to see your transformation at the end, to see who you really are at the end. So recently, I've been struggling to find a reason to keep posting on social media. I feel it's like a indiscreet trend with a lot of people in my generation to post every single thing about themselves, whether it be if they're partying, traveling, showing their wins, saying happy birthday to some random person that they know. And I just never understood what was the need behind posting stuff like that. So that time I used to think if I wasn't posting, if I wasn't around, I'd fall behind people that were, because they were doing stuff. But realistically, I was doing the exact same thing, I just wasn't posting it. Same thing with YouTube. I kind of fell off on the YouTube grind. And honestly, it's for a really good reason too. Working on other things, other business ideas, other ventures, and YouTube unfortunately has taken less priority in my life. Not to say that I'm stopping with YouTube fully, but I'm working on things behind the scenes. And once everything comes together and I'm at peace with everything I'm doing, maybe we'll take the YouTube grind a little bit more seriously and increase it on the priority list. But that's besides the point. The main reason why I'm making this video today is because I want to get the record straight about disappearing and going ghost. Disappearing does not mean that you're lost, okay? It doesn't mean that you're lost. It means that you stopped living for attention and started living with intention. It means that you stopped living for the attention and started living your life with intention. And whoever's watching this video right now knows a couple people, and you might even be that same person that posts stuff on your social media account for the attention, for the likes on your Instagram story, for the replies. You live for that stuff. But for the people that are serious about making a change in their life, that's something that falls behind in the back burner, because it's not the important thing in life. What's important is making a name for yourself, really creating a legacy. Because if you're older than 21 even, 21 to like early 30s, you're probably thinking about how to make yourself, a valuable asset in society so you can create a family and start something beautiful. Create a great foundation for your future lineage. But sometimes you need to disappear from what you see on social media and really start focusing on what's really important. And the truth is that growth doesn't always have to happen in public. People don't have to see that all the time. You may post it from time to time to encourage people, and that's completely fine. But whatever you do behind the scenes, it's gonna happen regardless. When no one's clapping, when no one's texting you back, when you wake up before everyone else does, no one's cheering you on for that. You're just gonna have to do it. It's just what it takes to be the best version of yourself. You don't need the validation from that. You just gotta keep doing it while you work on your body, your craft, and your mindset. And that's the part of the journey that no one sees. That's the part that builds everything. It's a really lonely phase though, I can't lie. I mean, disappearing really does hurt at first, especially if it's your friend that's doing it. Your friend's disappearing. And it wouldn't hurt to check in on them from time to time to see how they're doing. But I think what's most important is to understand that they disappeared for a reason, because it's their life, not yours. I know you might be sad that they're gone, not technically gone, but they're in a hiatus from interacting with you for a while, so that they can really focus and hone in on what's really important and what's gonna get them to the level that they wanna get to. Like imagine if you had this crazy business idea, but you realize that your friend doesn't align with those certain aspects of what you're trying to achieve, you're not gonna stop him, are you? You're not gonna act like Naruto and try to bring the best friend back to the place where he doesn't want to be at, when the whole time he just wants to get stronger. You're not gonna stop that, are you? Because at that point, are you really their friend? I know that example is kind of crazy because he was going to Diddy Maru and whatnot, but you get what I'm saying. If you have a certain goal in mind, you have to make the harsh decision to let go of things that don't benefit your life. And at first, you're gonna feel lonely. You're gonna even question if you're doing the right thing. It's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be uncomfortable. And sometimes it feels like no one really cares about you and about what you're going through. In my opinion, that's just a test. When you can keep pushing when no one sees or validates your work, that's when you start to build real discipline. Everyone else is chasing attention while you're chasing alignment. You're chasing alignment within yourself. You're validating yourself. You don't need anyone else to validate anything for you. You don't need anyone to validate shit for you. While everyone else is trying to be seen, you're becoming the person that's worth noticing without even saying a word. And now I'll talk about my own personal example. When I went ghost for a while from the party life that I used to have back when I was like 21, 22, now I'm 25 now, I haven't really been in that scene as much as I was back then. People thought I fell off. People saw that I was posting videos every single Sunday, every week basically, and I kind of fell off on that. And people might think, hey, like Joe fell off. What's going on? Truth is, I'm in a rebuild phase. Fantasy football. But yeah, I was in my rebuild phase. And I think that's what caused me to step away from the limelight, to really focus on what I need to do to make sure I get what I need to get, to really rebuild. Because I was working on a business. I was working on my fitness. I was working on my mindset. I was working on my peace. I was working on a lot of things to bring me at peace. And some of the things that I was doing in my life had to get cut out. I had to tweak it a little bit. I had to adjust. That meant sacrificing a couple key players, a couple key features in my life, all for the sake of getting where I need to get to. And I'm not necessarily saying that I had to cut everything out of my life. I still go back to those things from time to time, but with a different energy, with a different viewpoint. Now when I do stuff like I used to in the past, my presence basically says everything for me without even saying a word. People can tell that I've been putting in the work. They can tell by my body. They can tell by my posture. They can tell by my energy. They can tell by how I react to certain things. Beforehand, it used to be very erratic. Now it's more calm, suave, stoic. People see it. People see the growth. And I didn't even have to post on social media 24/7 about what I was doing. Even if I did, it would be in an encouraging sense. It wouldn't be about a bragging sense. I'm not saying that's how you have to live your life, but that's what's worked for me, and that's what's worked for a couple people that I looked up to. Because the thing about silence, it changes your tone. It changes how you approach things. It gives you that extra second to think and really determine how you want to maneuver in this specific situation. In reality, you just need to stop proving your worth. You need to stop trying to prove your worth, and you need to start embodying it. And when you do, people can feel. They can feel when you walk into the room. And that quiet confidence only comes from when you're grinding in the dark. And I know there's this trend on social media called the Great Lock-in of 2025. So from like September to December, and we're in October right now, you're supposed to be locked into the fullest capability that you have on some certain thing. Do I know why? No, but that's what's going on social media right now. So if you're truly following the Great Lock-in of 2025, and if you're in that season right now where you feel invisible, I want you to understand this. You're not being forgotten. You're being refined. Stop looking for the validation from other people. No one's gonna validate you while you're working on yourself. Most of the time, those people are gonna be jealous that you're doing that because they don't have the discipline to do so. They don't have the discipline to do so. So why even consider their validation as a way to feel good about yourself? You know, God, life, the universe, whatever you believe in, is pulling you away from that noise so you can see clearly and focus on what you need to focus on. So you can clearly hear yourself again. So think about it like this. You're not really missing out. You're not. You're really just leveling up every single time. You're leveling up. And that silence is where real power gets built. That time skip is where that transformation happens. You should always respect the person that is going through that time skip because it is a long, dark, very scary journey. And if that's your good friend, and that's a good friend of yours, you gotta respect their time skip. You gotta respect their grind. You can't be bothering them with stupid stuff that doesn't align with their goals. Because at this point, with the way the world is turning to right now, we need more heroes now more than ever. We need more people with actual positive vision that can help benefit society. And if your friend is that type of person, to bring that to the world, and they're grinding, and they're not continuously entertaining your ideas of going out or doing stupid shit, then you gotta respect them. You gotta leave them alone. But also check in on them from time to time. I actually gotta do that for a couple of my friends. But definitely check in on them because it's scary. Solitude is something that will make you realize you're not the person that you thought you were, but a completely different beast. And depends how you take it. It can be good, it can be bad. And it's up to you to determine how you want to follow from here on out. So at the end of the day, don't fight your disappearing season. Don't fight the time skip, okay? Embrace it. Go quiet. Put your head down and really build something. Really build. Really work on something. Really lock in. If you're all about the lock in, take that C off a clock and lock in. Oh man. Because when you return, people will think you came out of nowhere. Like, who is this person? And it'll make them realize what they were doing for the past time that you were locking in and working, they didn't really accomplish anything. But you'll know the truth. You were there working the entire time, becoming the person that you needed to be, you wanted to be, the person that you were meant to be. So the lesson of the day is disappear now and dominate later. If you enjoyed what you heard and found some important message in this video, good. Go do something with it. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share to someone who needs to hear this. Other than that, develop a Prodigy mindset and tackle your problems with everything you got. I believe in you. Take care. Peace.